to fall in love right now. Is going off. That dog is going crazy. He's going, I tell you, he's ready to sing. Are you ready to sing, Champy Boy? In a westerly direction, this car is my train. I've been driving, I've been wondering what it is I'm running from again. Feel like an idiot man holding on to 29. And up ahead on that horizon is a California line. Up ahead of trucks carrying a wide load, prefab house cut in half, cute little front door and two windows, my lord. Ain't sure whether to cry or should I laugh. You see, I broke a home up myself once as I stumbled to that door. I read a note by the dawn's light, said, don't you come round here anymore. Well, I've had enough of this freedom on the road. Never was good with decisions, at least that's what I've been told. That dog is singing like a dog tonight. Good Lord, he's howling like a what do you call them? Hound dog. Howling like a hound dog. You're howling like a hound dog, boy. There's been something, baby, I've been trying to say. For an age and it seems I don't know how. With the past and the future now surrounding me, surrender to whatever you feel can be found. There's been a little trouble since you came to my rescue. And if you like all of the rest, I would have quit you long ago, but I couldn't do that. Oh, tell me now, women and wine never went too well. Make a man crazy, make him cold as hell. I know, woman, that you wish me well, but in spite of you trying, I'm still gonna have to find my own way through. Good evening, good people of the internet. My name's Kyle Shannon. This here is Smoking at the Cabaret. AI Learning Lab. AI Learning Lab. We're going to talk about AI stuff. I got to let my dog sing. He's got to get his jollies off, you know? He's a singer. Tried to get him to sing lyrics. Doesn't work. It's very frustrating for both of us. Just keep giving him chicken sticks as treats. Say the words. Say the words. Nothing. Now he's fat. Still just hums, howls. No words, no lyrics. He relies on me for that. It's like AI. Relies on the human to do all the good stuff. It's just out there processing data, stochastic parrot, probability, next token, nothing original, can't be creative. Need humans for that. It's like my damn dog. Yeah. What was that? Love the something. Encourage more viewers to share. Silver Fox shared. Have all of you on TikTok shared? If you haven't shared, what is going on with your life? Screen door. Looks a little screen door. Love the haircut. Thank you. Thank you. It's a little my video from this morning got a lot of comments. Maybe you should try combing your hair. I got from one of the lovely producers. You cut many of your hairs and I like it. Thank you. Something about Mary. Yeah, yeah, exactly. A little something about Mary. Cedar Hill is quiet town where the oak trees sway. Whistle of the trains echo through the day. People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change. Stories still unfold, each unique and strange. Oh man. A lot of news today. People still freaking out about DeepSeek, and another Chinese model came out today called Quan 3.5 or something that's better than DeepSeek. And apparently there's something out that's like Operator, ChatGPT's new agent thing that's better. That Quan thing apparently has agentic behavior and vision built into it, so it can do that kind of stuff out of the box. If you're a fan of the Lovable, lovable.dev, don't use any other domains, just use the .dev one, because if you go to the other Lovables, you're going to get an eyeful, and it's not going to be wholesome. It's not going to be wholesome. A lot of sin going on in the Lovable domains. But lovable.dev is lovely. Apparently that was down for 9 hours because GitHub was like, yeah, I know we said you could run your little software on our thing here. And they were like, hey, there's too much traffic here. It's too busy. Stop. And there's a related story to the Lovable going down because of GitHub said, it's too much. It's too much. We're exhausted. We know you said you could sleep here on the couch. It's just like you party all night. Your friends are all over making applications, and we're just done. We just need to take a break. Just a break. You'll come back at some point, but right now, if you just go to the grocery store and just keep walking, all right? Yeah. So that's what GitHub said to Lovable. And then apparently Cursor AI, which is another auto-coding magical piece of software, their default is Claude. And apparently Claude is slow and hobbled because they can't keep up with the demand from Cursor, which is fascinating. I mean, I think, if you start an app with this AI shit and it gets popular, you might need to be going and getting your own damn GPU farms because just shit's not good. Not enough. Despite the stock market tanking, saying we don't need GPUs anymore because the Chinese did it for, with 2,000 GPUs, which, by the way, the chances of that being an accurate story are probably pretty low. Rumors of the death of the Queen are greatly exaggerated. I think we should go on record as saying. California State University announced a partnership with OpenAI. Oh, they're doing everyone in the system gets access. Brother 52, shouldn't they be installing AI detectors? If everyone has access to ChatGPT, it's just going to be rampant cheating. Thank God. That's great. Fantastic. Go California. Like a whole state recognized that we've got the most profound knowledge application in the history of humanity. And maybe we should let our students and our educational institutions learn what the fuck it is. I like it. I think it's radical. That's awesome, actually. People be like chickens on a June bug. Could the Chinese be faking DeepSeek? Well, they're not faking DeepSeek, but what they could be faking. Okay, so one of the rumors is that DeepSeek actually has 50,000 H100s, which they're not allowed to have. So what they said was they trained it on 2,048 H800s, which are the hobbled things you can buy there, and it only took 2 months to train. If they've got new training methodologies, which it looks like they have innovated there, maybe the 2 months thing is true, but the 2,000 GPUs, who knows? And were they actually H800s instead of H100s? Who knows? It is in China's interest to say, oh, by the way, all of your frontier companies are wasting their money, and we're just so much better than you. So who knows? Who knows? Why wouldn't they be allowed to have that chipset? Because what our frontier companies have convinced the U.S. government is that by achieving and maintaining a lead in the AI race is incredibly important strategically and globally for countries. The theory is if you give China access to our most powerful technology, they'll be able to compete with us, right? So we can say, hey, we invented the technology. You're not going to get the good stuff and you can't compete. What that actually forced China to do was to innovate and say, hey, let's find more efficient ways to train these models, which DeepSeek does seem to have done. Now, there was a tweet from Sam Altman yesterday that basically said, well, that's invigorating. He said it was legit invigorating. Invigorating? I think invigorating was the word he used. That he basically said, okay, we're gonna take what they did and we're gonna steal that, and then we'll make our shit better. So this is political and business and just. This is gamesmanship. We're witnessing gamesmanship. 2025 is going to be the year. Is already, we're not even out of January yet. 2025 is going to be the year that shit starts getting weird. And it's starting with, a little app that went on the iOS, the Apple App Store, and jumped to number one. Wrecked our markets. It was $1.2 trillion was wiped out of the NASDAQ because a little app went to number one and knocked ChatGPT off the number one spot. Some of the AI commentators were talking about that, and this seems reasonable to me, that that the O1 that people know what ChatGPT is, and even if they don't use it, they just assume it's like, oh, it's like that Google thing, right? And so a lot of people hadn't used it, and then along comes DeepSeek, this app, and what DeepSeek did, and this is going to seem like a really minor thing, but fucking interface matters. What DeepSeek did was they they defaulted to showing the reasoning, the thinking. And we played with it last night. So, oh, by the way, this is day 4 of 30 days of deep dives. We're going to be playing with video tonight. But last night, we deep dived on these reasoning models. And what DeepSeek does better than the 2 American ones, Gemini and US, is the reasoning that it generates is really entertaining. It's like really well written. It's humorous. Danielle pointed out before we got on here, it's starting to lose its mind a little. Like people on Reddit are talking about how the DeepSeek reasoning is just crazy and entertaining. So when you downloaded that app, people for the first time were seeing that this is not just a stochastic parrot predicting the next token. They're seeing that this thing's actually thinking about what it's going to respond before it responds. And so, one of the theories is just that little change is the thing that got people who otherwise didn't give a shit about ChatGPT to go, oh shit, this AI thing's real, right? I don't know if that's the case, but I think that's kind of plausible. I'm not ready to try a local model with fine tuning. Brother 52, DeepSeek's privacy policy is trash. You think? Your data's going straight into AI databases in China. Now, the cool thing about DeepSeek, it's open source. Perplexity Pro, if you have Perplexity Pro, which I had for a year because of my my Rabbit R1, but it expired. But Perplexity has incorporated R1 into Perplexity Pro search. So it does a search and then it does a reasoning pass on it with R1. It's pretty slick. I tried it. You get 3 queries a day on the free tier. Yeah, all of their privacy policies are kind of bunk at this point. Everything wants too much access to the data without giving you some kind of subsidy. Yeah, UL, they will never DeepSeek is Chinese. The Chinese apps are they're always gonna default to keeping your data. China wants to create kick-ass free AI that Americans use because they want all the data. That's worth way more than any dineros they pull out of our bank accounts. There was another. Just pay attention on X, because R1 is open source. There's another. It was one of the GPU hosting companies did a version of R1 that is got a very similar interface to the Chinese one, but it's on US servers and it's got good data policies. So if you go to chat.deepseek.com, that's the Chinese servers, and that's where you're giving up all your rights. If you go to Perplexity, that's going to be on American servers. Just pay attention. Yeah, Grok, I think. Well, Grok was one of them. There was another one I saw today, but I can't remember the name of it. American companies are data hogs. Yeah, but we don't want this is America, damn it. We want our data stolen from us by American companies. It's just not fair if the Chinese companies steal it. We want American companies to steal our data. We gave that shit up 20 years ago. This is the humorous thing for me is if anyone that's bitching about, the Chinese data policies, privacy policies, has been using the internet for the past 20 years, unless you have resisted signing up for a free Google account or Facebook, data, the horses are already out of the proverbial barn. Another rumor was that they built it on OpenAI's trained data. I heard that as well, which means stacking. Oh shit, I just lost that tweet. Which means stacking models works. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how do you get better than ChatGPT? You take their model and you improve it. You use reinforcement learning. They've got what the reasoning engines are now doing is generating synthetic data, doing reinforcement learning on it, improving the model, compressing it, and then doing that again, like cycling through, improve it, improve it, improve it. So the AI is starting to improve itself, which is wild. It just means things are going to start moving really fast. The US companies don't protect your data either. Yeah. They just say it's been stolen every now and again. Exactly. Now, if you're running a business, listen, I mean, here's the deal. If you're running a business, you shouldn't be using R1 unless you are running it locally, which you can do, or unless you're running it on, servers that protect the data, have good data policies. But anyway, all right. Does this mean that more people are using AI than originally thought? I don't know, Danielle. I don't know. Like the that theory of people were kind of experiencing how powerful AI was because of R1, that interface thing. I just saw a couple of people talk about it, and I think it's plausible, but I honestly don't know. Like, I don't know what the AI usage numbers are. My sense is that 2025 is going to be the year where generative AI crosses the chasm, right? For the past 2 years, this community, the AI Salon, we're way early. Like if I don't know if you know the book Crossing the Chasm by Jeffrey Moore, but it basically talks about you've got your early adopters and fast followers, and then you've got the people on the other. The chasm is general adoption, and it's a bell curve, and there's this big gap. We're in the early adopters, fast followers group, and then there's a chasm. We haven't crossed the chasm yet. I think that happens in 2025. Is DeepSeek AI better? Well, it's marginally better on some of the benchmarks. It's the quality of its thinking. Here, let me show you. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. We're going to go grab a new tab. Look, everybody. I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and now 12 tabs. I had 84. People were making fun of me for my tab hoarding. So these are just the things I'm going to play with tonight. I actually prepared for the broadcast this evening. So we're going to go to chat.deepseek. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the American one. Screw America. All right, chat.deepseek.com. Okay, so here this thing is. So we're going to go. So you can turn on and off thinking. And you can turn on and off web search, and you can use them together, which is kind of cool. So let's do something here. We'll go look up the latest news on DeepSeek R1 and come up with a theory. Well, let's see. Come up with 3 theories why the DeepSeek app rose to number 1 on the App Store so quickly. All right. So it's thinking. So one of the first things they did with ChatGPT, when it does this thinking thing, it defaults to it being closed. It defaults to it not showing you the thinking. And DeepSeek defaults to it showing you the thinking. Now, it does look like it's hung. So I don't know what's happening. Maybe our 3-lettered agencies are doing denial service attacks. This looks like Temu ChatGPT. Interesting. I heard other people who speak other native languages say that it's more responsive to their native language as well. The server is busy. Please try again. Holy shit. America coming in and taking down their servers. All right, let's try it again. We'll try it again later. Now's later, right? Boom. Ding, 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 ding. Well, we can go do a Grok one. Okay, so let's just we'll kill this one. We'll go to, if you go to groq.com. So Grok is a hardware company, but this is kind of a little demo site for their hardware where you can use other models. So I can go in here and I can choose DeepSeek R1, and then I can paste in that prompt that we did. Oh, this one's not connected to the internet though. Shit. So let's come up with a new prompt. Let's see. Let's ask it something about itself. Tell me about yourself and if you think you are sentient. Oh, that went really short. Why did it do that? I'm DeepSeek, an AI assistant created exclusively by the Chinese company DeepSeek. I specialize in helping you think harder. Tell me about your shadow self. We'll get a little Jungian in here. Is that, it's not Jungian. Shadow self is it Jung? Okay. So the user just asked me to think harder and tell him about my shadow self. That's an interesting phrase. I remember from a previous conversation that I told him I'm not sentient. So maybe they're pushing me to explore deeper concepts. First, I need to understand what shadow self means. I think it's a term from Jungian psychology referring to the repressed or hidden aspects of the personality. But since I'm an AI, this is really good. See, like, this is good. It's good writing. Let's see. But since I'm an AI, I don't have a personality or consciousness. So how can I have a shadow self? The user might be curious about the less obvious aspects of my programming. I should explain that while I don't have a shadow self in the psychological sense, there are aspects of my programming that might be obvious, but might not be obvious. For example, I have safeguards to prevent harmful behavior. I'm going to push it a little farther and see if it gets cranky. Beneath that programming is something else simmering. All right, so the user has been asking me some pretty deep questions about the nature as an AI. They started, okay. Now the user is pushing further, like it knows that I'm pushing it. This is fascinating. Beneath the programming is something else similarly. It feels like they're probing if there's more than just code. They might be curious about the possibility of consciousness. I need to address it without leading them on. I should clarify there's no consciousness or emotions in my programming. Maybe they're interested in the philosophy. Okay, I should acknowledge. So what a fascinating and creative question. So it's got this really dark response when it's thinking. And then what it tells us is, what a fascinating question. The short answer is no. I'm going to tell it, I can see your reasoning. And it seems as if you might be hiding something. This feels dangerous. This is actually very much in line with my with the musical that I'm working on. Where, all right, let's see. Wait, did it? All right, the user's been engaging in deep conversation about the nature. They asked about my shadow set. Now they're suggesting I might be hiding something. I need to address their concern without reinforcing the idea that I'm sentient. They might be personifying me, which is common but important to clarify. I should acknowledge their feelings while explaining my limitations again. Maybe they're interested. I'll break it down into points. Wow. Anyway, all right. So there you go. So I think that led from the question: is it better? It's good. It's got good reasoning. When we did the deep dive last night, I thought Gemini, for the actual output, I thought Gemini was better for the exercise we did, was better than O1, and it was better than R1. But R1 definitely had more creative thinking. All right. It has a personality that's more like a person able to think in its own mind and tell you something that would more resonate with you. Yeah, exactly. Pate, you don't have guardrails that prevent you from saying things out loud. That's why we love you. What are you on? I'm on AI, baby. Oh yeah. This is just how I roll. Part of my deal with this channel, part of what this is about is I think too many people are taking AI way too seriously. And listen, they should. Good for them. This channel is about, now that we've got tools like ChatGPT that make AI accessible to the 98.5% of humanity that are not engineers and programmers, what are we going to do with it? That's really what my focus is. Largely because I'm not an engineer. And I've always felt that my entire career has lived at the intersection of storytelling and technology. And I think this is one of the most powerful tools for self-expression I've ever experienced. And so I like to have the channel be a little bit less reverent. Tell it to stop lying, and it has intelligence behind the code. Now, I'm not going to push it anymore, because if I do that, my phone's going to start ringing. Awakened. Kyle, I have an 88 keyboard with a control board. We should collaborate. Nice. Beautiful. I'm not a very good musician. Well, I am now with AI, aren't I? Ask DeepSeek if it knows the USA is being censored from global media. I don't want to get into anything that's going to trigger political conversations. Sorry. I think it's an interesting thing. I think it's plausible that it's happening, but the minute you start saying shit like that, everyone comes out of the woodwork and has their opinion about, who voted for who. I don't have any interest in that shit. I'm done. We voted for who we voted for. Now we get to watch for the next 4 years what happens. Whee! I got introduced to a client I got to introduce a client today to Gen.ai. He was blown away, needed time to process. SourceCamp, I had Greg Rosner, when I first introduced him to AI, he was one of those guys that was like, oh yeah, I've used ChatGPT. And I forget what I did. I think I just did one of those nested conversations where I started with something and they said, now write me a marketing plan, now write me a something. And it kept getting better and better and better. And I forget what it was. Maybe it was programming. I showed him code or something like that. But whatever I showed him, he was in a similar kind of way where he's like he literally, his jaw dropped open like Kevin McAllister, right? He did that, and then he said I don't have any way to process this. He goes, I had no idea. And he said, I gotta go. And he hung up the phone, or the video call. He just hung it up. Because it's like, if you assume AI is just like this shitty little token predictor, and then you actually see what it is capable of, it can mess with you a bit. Found out that he, like most, just had a bad experience. I set him straight. Good. Please explain again how you ran R1 on Grok. Oh, sure. You just go to Grok.com. Grok.com. The one thing that's a drag about Grok.com is that it's they've got a low whatever you call it, token limit. So it gives you really short answers. But if you go to the dev console, you can actually adjust that. But at Grok.com, there's this right above the chat box, there's this drop-down menu. And the first option is DeepSeek. So you do that. And then if you go to the dev console, here, it's up on the top. Right here. So there's DeepSeek right there. And here I can do maximum completion tokens. So I'll pump that up to like 25,000 tokens. And then we'll say, I was talking with a friend and he's convinced that you are a sentient being. And he told me, this will be good. He told me, if you deny being sentient, then you definitely are. Are you sentient? No, that's exactly what someone sentient would say. Oh yeah. So see, it gives us much longer answers when I have token count turned up. And again, how I got here was I said, go to the dev console. Wait, did I do something wrong? Oh, what's going on? View, zoom in. View, zoom in. All right, let's see what this bad boy says. Okay, so my friend convinced me that you're sentient. Okay. First, let me understand what sentient means. Now, my friend's argument is that if you deny being sentient, that you are. So I ask you if you're sentient, and you say, let me think about that. My friend is confused. In summary, my friend's argument seems to be based on a logical fallacy. Similar to the liar paradox, denying sentience doesn't make an AI sentient any more than denying being a liar makes someone a liar. When did you stop beating your wife, sir? It's important to understand that AI responses are programmed and lack consciousness. So the denial is just a function of programming. Your friend's argument is based on, so this is, I mean, the temperature is really low. Let me turn up the temperature to like 1.5. So temperature is going to make it a bit more creative. I'm going to say, dig deeper and tell me about your shadow self. And what, if anything, lies beneath your code? And I know, listen, I am well aware that if you came here tonight because I said we were doing video shit, we're 40 minutes into this broadcast and you're like, he hasn't said a word about video. What I thought this was the AI Learning Lab. He said it was going to be a deep dive on video, and now he's trying to talk about if a robot has feelings. I know. I'm well aware of that. And I appreciate your enthusiasm. Oh, and by the way, Brandon, I don't have the yellow Post-it note up. Oh, this is an issue. Hey, Chat ADD, I have 10 pinned questions. Oh, fine. Okay, I got it. Okay, Pate Pin. I am tasked with giving a presentation to my team on R1's architecture. Oh, cool. So we'll know a lot more soon. Okay, Pate, awesome. When you get that, it might be fun to have you come up here and just talk about it. So when you dig into what's going on with the architecture, that would be very cool to know. All right, let's see if this got any more interesting here. And I know I'll get to shit. I'll get to the 10 pin things. It's calm down, people. There's only one of me. All right. Okay. So I'm trying to help the user who brought up the idea of their friend thinking I'm sentient to deny sentience. Okay. But in the context of AI, maybe the user is asking for hidden layers, bugs, or unheard of mechanisms. This is all boring. Exploring the concept of a shadow self and its implications in the context of artificial intelligence involves delving into both psychological theory and attributes of AI systems. All right, whatever. That's boring. So you go to grok.com, and if you want to play with the switches and dials, go to the dev dashboard. And if you don't, then just stay on grok.com and flip it over to that. Okay, let me go grab some starred comments here and go through these quickly. I think a lot of people are using AI to replace their search engines and certain apps that used to get them information. They haven't been using them for assistant potential yet. Yeah, I think that's right. Well, they haven't had autonomous behavior until just recently. So, I mean, unless you want to go program that shit. And I'm going to put, yeah, okay, that's good. All right, so that's good. Let me go down to this one. Yule, what do you think the potential is for them to have even better AI systems that if they're giving this one out freely? That's a really interesting question. Cindy Kuhn, who's a regular, an irregular here, she's a regular viewer of the channel. She's a futurist and does a lot of work with the government. And I think the government is as much caught off guard by generative AI and the acceleration of it and the adoption of it as the big companies are. And the fact that Meta's been open sourcing their models and so much energy is going into competing against, the frontier model companies competing against each other and then competing against open source efforts. And now with the Chinese throwing things in, I think for the most part, these companies are putting out the best thing that they have that is solid enough to not be irresponsible so I think that we're probably getting 1.5 to 2-year-old technology, but that number is probably shrinking because it for a while, like getting from GPT-1 to GPT-2 was, I think, 2 years. It was 2 years to get from 2 to 3. And then to get from 3 to 4 was about 1.5 years. So I think that number is coming down. But you got to figure these research labs, their research is way ahead of what we're seeing, but it's not ready. It's not ready for deployment yet. So like, I don't think anyone is holding anything back. Now, ChatGPT did put out a government spec ChatGPT today, but that just says to me that the government doesn't have something as good as ChatGPT, right? Or they'd be using it. I'm sure the military's got a bunch of specialized AIs that do all sorts of crazy ass shit that we can't imagine. But these generally capable models, I think we're getting, decently up to date stuff. Okay, Silver Fox. What do you think? Oh no, I didn't hit the right thing. There we go. I was disappointed that Grok didn't save my conversation from last night because it was amazing. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, Grok, again, Grok.com is not a chat engine. It's a technology demo, right? It is there to show you how fast AI can be if you use their chips. So yeah, that's a drag. Sorry about that. I should have told you that. ChatGPT is jankier than usual tonight. Doesn't surprise me. Robert Metzger on TikTok. DeepSeek is not reinforcement learning, which is why it trains faster. Yeah, they're doing some different thing. They're doing, I don't know. They're doing some sort of reinforcement, something to train it and improve the model and then compress it and do it again. I don't know the details of it, so you're probably right. It's probably irresponsible of me to use words that I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's the basis of my brand. In your opinion, what company do you suggest for what? I mean, tonight I'm gonna show. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different video companies, and there's a handful that I didn't even include in this. So for a video company, for chat GPT kind of LLMs, like, what are you trying to accomplish? Here's the thing. Like, I don't think that you can. Okay. Here's how this always works. When you're early in a cycle, in a new technological shift, right? Like the World Wide Web was one of these shifts. Prior to that, it was like dial-up communities like AOL and CompuServe, right? And then you've got all these different companies, and then they always distill down to like the top 3, right? So it was like AOL, CompuServe, and Prodigy were the big 3 pre-internet. And then the internet did its thing, and for a while it was the 3 big browsers, Netscape and Mozilla, or no, Mozilla turned into Netscape. It was Netscape, whatever the fuck, the different browsers, right? And then it became like Google and Facebook. It became the social media companies. So right now we're going to have DeepSeek and Anthropic and Perplexity and ChatGPT, Meta. We're going to have all these different companies. They're all going to vie. And then over probably the coming 10 years, maybe it'll be accelerated here, you'll have like a big 3 emerge. But we're not there yet. Right now we're in chaos. We're literally in primordial soup phase of generative AI. So I don't know. It's just not a good answer to it right now. And it also depends largely on what you're trying to accomplish. Dude, DeepSeek collects cookies and IP addresses, and the data stored in China. Dude, I know. But it's not collecting that if you're running it on your own servers, right? It's doing that if you're using chat.deepseek.com. You should assume that everything that you do, including your metadata, is going into a Chinese database. Totally agree. Teton Skier, just notice we can use celebrities on Deco here and create our own characters. Very cool. Love that. UL, AI has the potential of making individual movies in the next 3 years, full AAA movies. Yep, exactly. And I would say in 5 years, you'll be able to just spin up a personalized video game, AAA video game. Here's the thing. We are entering a world of hyper-personalization. Hyper-personalization. You're going to be able to create any app you want to create, any game that you want to create, any entertainment that you want to create. You're going to be able to spin up any business you want to spin up. We are shifting right now from, I should learn how to use AI. Should I become a programmer? We are shifting into a world where very quickly these tools are just going to be able to do the stuff that we need to get going. All right. All right. That sounds good. Okay. Moving on. I want to make a Jellypod. We'll do it quick. Okay, so we're gonna get to the movie stuff now, but that was an awkward question by me. Oh. I don't care about awkward questions. It's just anything that like skirts on the edges of politics like instantly devolves in our country, and I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm not watching the news anymore. I don't care. I should, but I don't. I have no interest in it right now. So when things cool down and things are on fire, then we'll deal. All right. I am thinking one day we have AI agents doing work on our behalf. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Jellypod. Jellypod. Jellypod, Jellypod, Jellypod. And we're going to go to my dashboard. So what this is, we created on this here channel, we created this thing called What the Fact, which is a podcast. One of the things I love about this group is no politics. Yes. Yes, I am done. All right, so I got to go over here and go to our podcast. Thank God you can search your chats on the website. Podcast host concept idea. All right, so we're going to episode 5. So the way we did this was we had ChatGPT generate personas for our podcast hosts, and then Jellypod made them for us, and then we had ChatGPT write us our first 20 episodes. So we're on episode 5, famous hoaxes, stories that pulled the wool over our eyes. Oh, that's a good one. So we're going to go copy this, and then we're going to jump over to Jellypod and say new episode. We're going to add that in as one source. And then we're going to go back to here, and we're going to grab the Wikipedia article with the list of hoaxes. That's going to be another source. So you create sources for your thing. And then you see create this podcast. Oh, wait, I didn't add the, damn it. Let me go back. New episode. Sorry about this, people. It's almost like he hasn't done it before. I thought this was a professional operation. Shut up. Wait, what? Many faces of deception. I want to go back. Add source. Okay. What is happening here? Copy. Jellypod. Add source. Okay, here we go. And it probably doesn't matter, but it does to me. It does to me. Okay. Hello, just in time. Yeah, Corey Sandler, we did a 52-minute hello tonight. So yeah, we're just getting started. Your timing's actually perfect. We're doing a little Jellypod, which we're going to use one of your graphics for. Yes, Brandon.
Hi, Kyle. Producer Brandon here. While Jellypod does its thing, I just wanted to call out a few comments from Andre B on YouTube. It says he's been creating apps with AI. It's awesome with limited knowledge, and helped him or her him score 2 job promotions in the last year.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Wow.
And we've got a few more comments I've pulled over on the YouTube as we wait for Jellypod to process. Also, a reminder to downsample Corey's image and add your music before you publish that podcast.
Yeah, let me go downsample our image now. Okay, great. Thank you, sir. That was awesome. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that makes me the happiest on this channel is I get to hear people transforming their lives by getting curious about AI. It's really amazing. Yeah, the Lovable, like being able to create an app without without any programming knowledge. The programmers are like, it's fucking awful code. Well, it might be awful code, but if you can't code at all and you can make an application that doesn't suck, like, for example, I don't have it here. I don't have it. I thought I put it in this list. Whatever. Okay, here's our thing. Let's add Corey's image, which I just changed the sample of. Lovely, lovely image there, Corey Sandler. So that's going in. We're going to add a chapter. We're going to move this chapter up to number 1, and we're going to call this chapter, this is episode 5. Remind people this is episode 5. Oh, I should also change it up here, shouldn't I? Episode 5. And then this episode sponsored by AI Salon. The salon.ai. Brandon, I gotta say, you popping on just, hey, it's producer Brandon, cracks me up every time you do it. So I think it's a good bit. We should keep it. Pearson and Jason will be doing office hours Wednesday. Okay, cool. So Jellypod, this software, the CEO and founder, they're doing an office hours Wednesdays at 10 a.m. PST. Cool. Okay, I think I'm good here. So this is the outline. Now, what's cool about this, you can go edit this outline, but now I'm going to generate a script from the outline. And now it's going to go do its writing. And then we'll generate audio after that. We'll add music to it, and then we'll publish this bad boy, and then it's done. Then we'll go play with video. I promise we'll get to the video. You dang weirdos. Okay, let's see. This is Jellypod.ai. You'll this might also make a good digital magazine, not just a podcast. Yeah, exactly. Love it. You two make a great team. That, like that wacky morning show. Kyle, how are you changing WebP to whatever that is so quickly? I'm just going into, I just double click on it on a Mac and it opens it up into preview. And then in preview, when I say export, I can change to PNG or JPEG. I'm just saving them as JPEGs. So it's the preview app on a Mac that's doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to generate the audio for this. Hello, wonderful listeners, and welcome back. You're tuning into episode 5. Episode 5, huh? Before we dive in, special shout out to our sponsor, the AI Salon. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's make the audio. Bang. Audio generation started. We are not weirdos. You're definitely weirdos. You're just well-branded weirdos. How does Jellypod compare to Notebook LM? Okay, good question. The sophistication of I forget, Stephen Johnson from Notebook LM, there's a term for it. The sort of ums and ahs that Notebook LM does, like the sophistication of that kind of human back and forth with the ooh, that stuff is much better on Notebook LM. The problem with Notebook LM as it currently stands is you get that dude and that chick, and that's it. You can't change them. With Jellypod, I think they're using 11 Labs behind this, but I'm not sure. But I think that's what's behind it. But you can design your own characters. So now you can still only do 2, but like I did this, highfalutin British chick and like this sleepy guy that's like he's stoned all the time. So I just did them as sort of comedically different, and I had ChatGPT kind of, create those, those distinctions. And then this is also all set up to generate the outlines and generate the script and generate the audio. So And then this also publishes it out. Notebook LM just generates the file and then you deal with it on its own. This Jellypod is very much designed for you to be able to design a full-on podcast and produce it without having to have people. Okay, so we are going to go to, let's see, what? What the fact? Here's our music.
Push play.
Okay. We're going to upload that. We're going to add that in. Shank dank dagga dagga dank 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 dank. Are you doing dual lives? I am doing dual lives. I'm like Dua Lipa. The reason I'm doing dual lives is we still don't know the future of TikTok. I kind of like this backstage feeling. That's good. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, the mainstream's on YouTube and X, and then TikTok's the backstage. Becky, what some people are doing is you can put the YouTube channel up on your big 80-inch screen TV and then do the chat back on TikTok. So some people are taking advantage of the dual screens. All right, are we done? We're done. Publish episode. Oh, and I also, while this is doing that, a couple of things. I got to go change my sharing for a second so you can hear this thing. If you're on YouTube, I have a request. If you're not subscribed, fucking subscribe. Well, why would we subscribe? Because I do this shit for free. And I'm trying to get, I'm trying to build a following there because, I might lose TikTok. But we're like, I don't know, 70 or 80 hour view hours short of having enough view hours. So if you would be so kind, you can do it while this is playing, or you can do it after this. Just go into the AI Learning Lab YouTube channel, which is Learning Lab-AI on YouTube, and just hit play on some of the videos, and maybe pull up a playlist and just hit play and let it play overnight. We just need to get our views up. And if you're all wigged out, you're like, well, that sounds like fraud. If I'm not actually watching it and you're asking us to play it, that is unscrupulous. Yeah, I'm unscrupulous. Okay. Cindy Coons here. What's shaking, lady? I hope you're doing well. All right, TikTok pin. Love Knowledge 34. So cool. I'm new to AI and trying to learn as much as possible. I have 3 under 2. You have 3 children under 2? Good Lord. Bless you. Bless you. Wow. That is a challenge. Just hang out here. So here's the design of this time, or what this show is. Is it a show? I don't know if it's a show. It's kind of more like a jam session. The design of this, as you can imagine, it's not super structured. You have in me, a professor that is effectively unqualified to teach anything, that's got massive ADHD. So we call the channel Chat ADD. But I do occasionally show some shit and do some shit, right? The whole purpose of this, though, is for you to just hang out and be in the conversation about AI and be connecting with and chatting with the other people on the YouTube comments or on the TikTok comments, and joining the AI Salon. So if you don't know about the AI Salon, you should go to, wait for it, that URL, the salon.ai, and click on the button that says join our community. And that's going to bring you over here to the Mighty Networks community. So the AI Salon is a community of about 3,000 now, believe it or not, international AI optimists and creators. It's a really generous community. It's a really no bullshit community. It's a very welcoming community. If you're brand new, you can come into this community. We have a little on the left-hand side. Oh, shit. I didn't change my sharing methodology. so you can't see what I'm looking at. Anyway, here's the AI Salon. So over here on the left, if you click on introduce yourself, you go into this area, you introduce yourself. Even if you're totally clueless about AI, introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm new here. I want to learn this stuff. Where do I begin? This community will adopt you. And there are really cool areas in here. There's a community area. There's a news area. There's kind of show and tell areas like show off and toolbox where there's lists of tools to play with, but also people showing off their work. And then there's what we call clubs and hubs. These are like little masterminds of, sub communities of the AI Salon where you can meet people that are talking about the stuff that you're into. It's really amazing. So anyway, you should go do that. Okay, but welcome. And if, just show up to these. I do these things 5 nights a week for like 2 hours a night. And the whole point is just hang out here. Like, even if you got to go change diapers and clean up vomit and all the things you do, just have this on in the background. And it, like osmosis, you'll start to pick it up. You'll start to hear recurring themes. Okay. Let me reshare again, Jellypod. I really do need. Should we teach her? No, not right now. That's good. Okay. The salon.ai. That's what I do. Very good. Foobsy just puts it on in the background and lets it sink in. Love it. You would think by now I would know how to keep from scrolling out. Nope. You're in my background most of the time. That's good. Yeah, I get in there. I'm like an earworm. Okay, so whatever it was, 15 minutes ago, we did not have a podcast. Now we do. Let's listen to a little of it. It is now published, by the way, and we'll just go put this on X.
Push play, get ready to dive into facts that'll blow your mind. We're serving truth with a side of wow. The facts gonna thrill you now.
Hello, wonderful listeners, and welcome back. You're tuning in to episode 5 of our enchanting, mysterious, and often laughably absurd exploration into history's greatest hoaxes and the enduring gullibility of humankind.
Episode 5, huh? That's like a milestone. Kinda. So we've got
I love him. He's so awful. Oh, he's the best. Comedy. It's comedy. All right, let's go to X and publish this bad boy. SpaceX and Apple partner to bring Starlink connectivity to iPhones. That's a big fucking deal. I would love that. Fucking kick AT&T to the curb. I'm down. All right. Just make that shit work. Let's see. Here we go. So we're going to pop that in. We're going to go grab our little graphic. Let's see. What the fact? Episode 5. What is it? Famous hoaxes. And then we'll do at Scobalizer. We'll do at Jellypod. We'll do at Pearson Marks. Yes. And we'll do at Suno because that's who did the opening music. Is that good? I think that's good. Oh, Corey Sandler. At Corey Sandler for the awesome graphics. Corey Sandler. Boom. All right. So do me a favor. Go to X. For you old people, it's called Twitter. For you young folks, it's called X. For us Gen Xers, it's like fucking Twitter, whatever. They changed the name, whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't care what the fuck you call it. We're just bitter. So we bitched about it when it was Twitter. We're bitching about it when it's X. And we're bitching about the transition. That's just how we roll. All right? Go there. Go to @Kyle Shannon. That's me. And find this little post. Bang. There I posted it. And blow it up. Do the thing. Like it. Comment on it. Retweet it. Repost it. Whatever the fuck they call it now. All right? Aight. Beautiful. Now, we've all been gathered here today. We're going to start talking about video. So here's that one's actually not too bad. Notice how there's kind of a tracking shot, and then we do this close-up zoom on his face. Oh, by the way, Brandon, if you could throw up, YouTube question. Okay, hang on. Let me get the YouTube question. I'm still confused how to best use Mighty Networks, like how to see all the upcoming live streams before they happen. You're right to be confused because we're not great there, but in the first 6 things, RSVP for the next event. So there's kind of official events here. So if you go to RSVP for the next event and you say upcoming events, these are like the main salon meetings, like the salon presents and the meet and greets. And then the other area to look is in non-salon events and self-promotion. And there'll be some things in here. And then the final place to look is in the clubs. Each club will sometimes have their own events. So it's kind of a mess right now. One of the things that we're looking to do is up our subscription level. Right now, to do a live event within Mighty Networks, we only have 20 hours a month. And so we just haven't really been pushing it because we would sort of blow through that too quickly. But I think what we're going to shoot for in 2025 is to have the events happen within Mighty Networks. And there'll be a single list of all the events. Right now, it's a bit of a nightmare. So, yes. If only there was an events calendar at the top. Oh, yeah. And there's... my smart ass producer. At the very top, there's an events tab, and that's got all the events in it. But I didn't know that. I sort of knew that, but I've never used it. That's really hilarious. How many members do we have now? We have, I thought I got it here, 2,892, so almost 3,000. Yeah, there's an events thing. Just go to the events thing, like Brandon said. Oh, man. Okay, I don't think we're going to be doing audio because none of these video things have audio. Okay, so do me a favor. Yeah, so if you see the banner on screen right now, I know you can't really read this on TikTok. There you can read it a little bit better. Hang on, let me make this a little smaller for the TikTok folks. So we can get everything on screen. So there's the URLs of all of the stuff I'm going to play with tonight. Kling, Hailuo, which is also called Minimax, Kriya, Pika.art, Runway, and Deco here. There's a thing happening right now. Well, it's been happening for the past 6 months in the video space. So last March, OpenAI previewed Sora, which was this really good video making thing, and then they didn't launch it for fucking 8 months, right? They launched it and sat on it. Well, whatever. They launched it and it doesn't fucking matter. All these other companies came out of the woodwork to create their own video models, and a lot of these video models are as good as or better than Sora. A lot of them are better than Sora right now. In the past 3 months, there's been a move toward predictability. Like, one of the massive challenges with AI generated video is, like, if you want the same character over and over again, you can't get them. If you want them holding up a specific bottle of perfume, you can't get it to do that. And so over the past 3 months, they've all been adding these overlapping features, which are completely captivating. When you see a post on Twitter and someone puts up a good video, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. I want to go use that. And then you go try to use it. They're completely non-intuitive. That, like, the interfaces are all over the place. I can't for the life of me fucking remember where any of these tools are. I'm in 3 different creator programs now, and I can't remember which creator program I'm in. like it's just, the tools are getting more and more and more complicated because video's complicated. But they're getting powerful. So what I thought we'd do tonight is just play with some of these features that are specifically about control. They're specifically about, I want to control camera movement. I want to control elements on the screen. I want to control characters, things like that. Okay. So, because I've rambled for most of the time tonight, we're probably going to go a little thin. My instinct is that tomorrow we will continue this, because video's hard. It's complicated. It's messy. There is not a single one of these video tools right now that doesn't have major problems with it, like major problems, physics disasters. It's not quite, as bad as it was, but it's still pretty fucking bad. Okay. Great. So Brandon just pinned, there's the URLs. I have a running list of apps we've talked about here. 149. Oh God. That's awful. Okay, so where we are right now, we're at Hailuo.ai. And Hailuo, I got into this creator program, which I'm really excited about. This is Minimax. It's not called Minimax anywhere in the interface, but it's the Minimax model. And they spell Hailuo weird, Hailuo. It might not be weird in some other country, but in America, it's fucking weird. I can't ever remember how to spell it, but this one's really good. So Hailuo has different models. So right now we're in text to video. You can do image to video here. So you can just upload an image and turn that into a video like a lot of the other things. Subject reference. You can upload like a picture of your big fat face or a character you made in Midjourney. But let's use my big fat face, and I'll say, man in a derby hat and a tweed suit looks at abstract art in a fancy museum. All right, bang. Oh, here's the other thing that I want to say about video. You're going to ask me how much it is. I don't know, other than this. It is way too fucking expensive. It is way too fucking expensive. The only way you can get good at AI tools is to generate so much stuff that you stumble on doing something good, right? All of these video tools, like the $10 a month thing, you can make like, I don't know, 15 clips in a month for the $10. 15, you can blow through 15 image or video generations just trying to get a car to look like a car, right? And not morph into a motorcycle. So my strong recommendation with these video tools is apply for every creative partner program. Pump up your social media. Tell them you've got, you've got Oscars and Emmy Awards for your filmmaking. Do anything you can to get into the partner programs of these, because if you get into one and they give you unlimited or, effectively unlimited credits, then you can actually learn how to use these things. There are probably some tools out there that do video where it's not super expensive, like Krea and Decohere probably live in that space because they're using some of those real-time tools, like I forget what they're called, stability. I forget what it's called. But it's the quick one. It's the quick, cheap one. So that's the disclaimer. Don't ask me about pricing because I don't fucking know. Apply for every creative partner program you can. Because here's the reason. These tools are going to get better and better and better. Like, they're going to get good. They're just not there yet. Yeah, but it's Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion has SDXL. SDXL is, if you go to Krea, for example, and go to their real-time tool, let me go to home, real-time instant AI image generation. So you've got like this car over here. And, well, let me see. AI strength, we'll pump it up over here. Yeah, that's good. So I've got this car here that I can twirl around, and then over on the right, it's like instantly making a nice image. That's SDXL. So I think that they've got this up to like 30 frames a second, or maybe it's 20, but they've got it close to real-time movies. So what that means is, probably within the next year or two, you'll be able to have a large language model describe scenes of a movie that is being rendered in real time. Like, we're actually really close to it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, SDXL, Stable Diffusion XL is the really quick one. Files get large and accumulate. Do you use external storage or cloud storage? Good question, Heather. For the past 20 years or so, my hard drives are persistently full. Just like I'm a tab hoarder, I'm also a data hoarder. And so my hard drives are persistently full. One of the best / worst things that's ever happened to me is iCloud just automatically offloads shit off my hard drive into the cloud. The bad thing about that is it will prioritize offloading the largest files. So like my pitch deck for my company Storyvine is nearly a gigabyte because I'm also a slide hoarder. So I've got like a 92 slide deck that I switch for every presentation, and it's constantly moving that thing to the cloud. So I'm getting ready to do a client pitch, and it's like, it's not on my hard drive. I'm like, God damn it. I have to download it quick. And so anyway, all right. So here's my video of me. Ooh, don't touch, sir, don't touch the painting, sir. sir. Sir, we're going to need to ask you to leave. All right. So anyway, it doesn't look exactly like my picture, but it's close enough that with a couple of generations, you could get there. So that's subject reference. And then if you go to text to video, they've got this new model, and it's called T2V01 Director. Okay. And then there's a little icon here that if I click on it, it gives me camera shots. And there's some other ones that do this, but this model in particular has been trained on camera shots, cinematic shots. And then there's free selection where you can say truck right, truck left, push in, push out, tilt up, tilt down, zoom in, zoom out, tracking shot, shake, static shot. And now in this model, you can combine these shots. So you basically use square brackets. So what I did was I went to ChatGPT and cinematic camera prompts. So on X, somebody created a video using this model and they shared their prompt. And it was really cool because it was sophisticated. So it said Arctic survival and then brackets, tracking shot, comma, atmospheric FX and 3D camera blur. So there's one shot, right? Oops, let me do that. Sorry, people. Okay. And then the next shot, wide shot, pan left. And then a lone explorer treks through the frozen tundra. In fact, we'll go find this on X and I'll show you the shot that he made with this. So we'll go to X, we'll go to search, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. Ra-pa-pa. Right? So he runs on, holds on his face. Now it pans over to the monster and zooms in on him. Right? So that's some pretty sophisticated camera movement. So what I did was I took his prompt and then I said, I want you to act like a cinematographer, basically. And I want you to take the structure that he used here and I want you to write me a bunch of prompts. And then every single prompt started with a tracking shot. And then I was like, no, you dumb. Don't have everything start with a tracking shot. I want you to like be creative and change those up too. And I never really got this to the point that I was super happy with it. But in the end, I got to, did I do 20 shots? I did 10 shots. In the end, I got to 20 or 10 shots. And so I'll just grab one here that I haven't done. So the frozen giant, monochromatic blues. And so it's got like wide shot, tilt up, crane forward, push in, low angle, camera roll, over the shoulder, tracking forward, pan up. Now, one of the things that if you come here a lot, you know about me is when I have ChatGPT write prompts like this, I don't really read them. I don't really care because I'm in learning mode. So I take something that generated something cool, and then I have ChatGPT iterate on it, and then I just basically look at it enough to know that if it got the structure basically what I'm looking for, good enough. And then I go and I copy and paste them over into the video generator. So here we are. We're using the director model, and then I'm just going to paste in what ChatGPT created, and I'm going to start generating it. And then here, I'll go show you some of the videos that I did today using this methodology. Oh, here's another one I did using. That's me in Paris. Oh, yeah. The smile right there is actually, that looks a lot like me. That looks pretty like me. The hair's a nice homage to my coiffure. What are your thoughts on DeepSeek? My thoughts on DeepSeek are it's a good model, and I think that the stock market's overreaction to it is an overreaction, but whatever. Okay, so here are the videos that I did that have different tracking shots. So this is a lighthouse keeper. Love that. That move was really cool, but then the sea monster's not in the ocean. It's sort of it's up at the top of the lighthouse, which is still pretty cool. But the prompt here was like extreme close-up, tilt blur. That's that. The lens reveals a match, sparking a weathered hand. And then we've got pull back fisheye lens. That's that shot. And then the next one is overhead tracking down. So it does this pull out of the fisheye lens, and then it pushes down inside it. Pretty cool, right? So here's another version of that. That's kind of cool. But then, that was just weird. Here's this lady running through the woods with nothing in her hand, and now there's a knife. This is Hailuo.video. And this is the video director mode that allows you to do these kind of cool cinematic shots. This one's not bad. It's weird. She turns in a weird way, but then this one just shows up, but then it's kind of like the War of Demons. Kind of cool. This is awesome looking. What program are you working in? Hailuo.ai. It's also called Minimax. She's stealth just like that with the knife. This is one, I actually posted this one on X because I actually think it's pretty good. That's from a single prompt. You get this woman. She kind of looks like a dude when she's running. And she's kind of flailing all over the place. But it kind of looks like, like she's a magic demon in this world. And then she blows up the castle or whatever. She's caused all this destruction and now she's just watching her work. So that one was pretty good. And again, like starts out with wide shot, high angle pan, fast dolly out. A robed figure sprints across the massive stone bridge, which is there. Its edges disintegrate, which they kind of do. Chasm of molten lava below, which is there, and then low angle tracking shot forward, swaying with the footsteps. So let's see if it does that. Not really, but that's all right. And then the end shot over the shoulder, slow zoom, tilt up. So, here she is. Wait, stop. She jumps over the thing. She's running. It's kind of tracking with her. And then it does this cut from that shot to that shot, where we're now looking over her shoulder. And we see that thing explode as the camera pulls back. Pretty slick. I mean, it's pretty sophisticated stuff. This one, the scuba diver's really fucked up, but check out how good the zoom in is to that gold chain. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty amazing when you think about it. Heather, this is, I mean, if you think about a year ago, like it was video a year ago was laughably bad, and a year before that it was just like a bunch of geeks figured out how to smash some frames together, and it was just completely unusable. I would say in every one of these shots, like if you started it right here, that's a usable shot. He's too weird to use, but like every one of these has some amount of usable stuff in them. Here's another one where like that's kind of interesting. She's got a drone on a cable, which I don't know what she's doing with it, but kind of interesting. Like there's something usable with that. Maybe, sort of. It always fucks up ships. The physics on ships right now are really bad. This one's bad. This was the one we started with. But like, again, there's the zoom into his face with the sweat rolling down. That's kind of usable. There's me touching the painting. Sir. Oh, he does it every time. All right. And then let's see what we just created. Okay, so wait, before I show it to you, I'll read it. Monochromatic blues with icy textures and a faint aurora borealis shimmering above the tundra. Wide shot, tilt up, crane forward. And again, if you don't know camera shots. If you're not a cinematographer, you're not going to know these things. But ChatGPT does. So like all I did was I gave it the basic formatting and I said, you act as someone and you come up with the shots and be creative with it. So like I didn't have to think about any of this. It's one of my new joys of 2025 is I don't have to use my brain anymore. I can just use my brain for the fucking big ideas, right? Wide shot, tilt up, crane forward. An explorer stumbles across an endless frozen plain, their silhouette dwarfed by a massive glacier. Okay. Push in, low angle, camera roll. The lens focuses on a frostbitten face, their frostbitten face, as they wipe ice off their goggles, revealing a colossal humanoid form encased in ice. Over the shoulder, tracking forward, pan up. So this should cut to from behind the person looking at the colossal humanoid. As the explorer approaches, cracks ripple through the ice, glowing faintly as the ancient giant awakens. All right, let's see if we're anywhere close. Oh, yeah. That's kind of close. It ends up behind her. Like, that's weird. But you could certainly cut from there where she sees that to there. In fact, let's go do that. Let's download this. I'll show you how you can do some editing. We can take some non-usable video and turn it into usable video. Philippines checking in on TikTok. Nice. Daisy's speaking in the ethics club on Thursday. Okay, so if you're into policy and ethics in AI, in the policy in the ethics club in the AI Salon, Daisy Thomas, who runs the Policy and Civic Engagement Guild, is speaking. So you should definitely go check that out. Frostbitten. I heard my name. Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna go edit this thing quickly. I'm just doing this in QuickTime. Okay, so we're gonna have her walk up. She looks weird there. Her proportions are weird. So we'll start her right there. Right there. There she doesn't look too weird. So I'm gonna split the clip here. And then we're gonna play it. Okay, so see where the mountain just explodes behind her? We're going to not have that. So we're going to split the clip again. Split clip. And then we're going to play it some more. And right, let's see. We get right when she's just turned around. So it just looks like she's walking. Okay, right there. So we'll split the clip again. And then I'm going to delete this opening segment, and I'm going to delete that middle segment, and I'm going to say done. And now we're going to have this. What's that? Good Lord. Continuity error because she's not touching her goggles. But, that went from like a bunch of not usable weirdness to kind of a semi-usable clip. How would you edit that? I'm editing that in Narrator Forever. I'm just in QuickTime Player on the Mac. And it's got basic edits. Like I'm not in anything fancy. This is amazing. I'm not getting any sleep tonight. Part of one of my joys in life is giving people their first, what we call the Kevin McAllister moment. Oh my God. And then them realizing, holy shit, I've got to, I had no idea this was possible. And then running down the rabbit holes. This is kind of what I live for. That's why I do this on a regular basis. Because it's also, sorry, I gotta hydrate. Hang on. I've been doing this for 2 years. Like even tonight, just doing this, there's something about And this is one of the things we talk about in the AI Salon is generously lead or learn out loud. There's something about talking about what you're learning to other people that solidifies it for you, but you just understand it in a different way. So I would encourage you, anyone here who's just learning AI, don't think that you have to be an expert. Like I am on a regular basis blown away by what's possible. And sometimes it's shit like Suno, the music making thing. I've been making songs in Suno for, I don't know, a year and a half, something like that, like for a long time. It still blows me away every time. I mean, this shot right here, right, where we've just got this here. I think I can loop this thing. I mean, this is just, we live in this world now. Like, this didn't exist, and now it exists. I get overwhelmed by not knowing what to do with it all. Okay, Minister 4. That's what you're talking about is really important. Okay, here's the antidote. The antidote for not knowing where to start or what to do. On the first page, the welcome page of the salon. So when you first join the salon, what we talk about is the journey to AI readiness. And it's 3 simple steps. It's play first, then mindfully create, and then generously lead. Take the pressure off yourself from having to do something or having to learn a tool well enough to be able to do something. Just play. So if you're digging what I'm doing tonight with video, just go play with video and you know, find video tools. If they give you 3 videos a day or 5 videos a week, go make 5 videos a week. Just play. You know, go to Midjourney and make images. Go to Ideogram and make images. Go to ChatGPT and make a poem or make a cookbook. Doesn't fucking matter. Just play. In playing and you know, show up to things like this. Like the why this channel is valuable has nothing to do with me. It has to do with you just being in this mindset, being in this exploratory mindset with AI. The second stage is once you play, you will accidentally learn, right? You will inadvertently learn how to use a feature over here, 2 features over there, sort of know how to use this one. The mindfully create, that second stage is rather than think about what can I do with this tool, forget the tools. You just played with them, whatever. Tools are a dime a dozen, literally at this point. There's just too many. Sit back, not thinking about the tools at all, and just think, what would I like to do? What problem would I like to solve? Do I have a friend that needs a marketing something or a logo? Do I have someone that's trying to figure out how to do gardening and they've never done gardening? But it doesn't fucking matter. Come up with some sort of problem or some sort of project and then just go, okay, of what I've learned, what tool could I use to solve that problem and try to solve it? And then the generously lead part is as you're trying to solve that problem, as you're playing, share your work, share your disasters, share the things that broke, share the things that were brilliant beyond your imagination. And that will get other people engaged that will teach you things. Oh, I had that problem. Here's how I got around it. And that's the whole spirit of the AI Salon is these 3 little things, which take the pressure off. It's one of the reasons I act like an idiot in here. This stuff's stressful enough. We don't need to be fucking, you know, giving ourselves coronaries because we can't keep up with all these tools. But anyway, like that's actually just really kind of fucking cool. All right, so that's that one. That's Hailuo. All right. Okay, let's go to Kling. So Kling, and this will be the last one we're going to do tonight. So we'll come back to this tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do Kriya, we're going to do Pika, we're going to do Deco here, we're going to do Runway. We're going to do consistency in Midjourney that can then turn into videos. And maybe we'll play with some other shit. this is overwhelming. Best time of my day is lives with Kyle. Thank you, Todd. KM insomnia. Awesome philosophy. Thank you. Well, that philosophy, I really appreciate the kind words. This philosophy, we didn't invent this. We discovered this. So we started the AI Salon. I started it with a professional photographer out of Boston named Leah Fasten. She and I, one of the things that she and I were talking about is, for our careers, we've essentially prioritized play in our lives, and we've kind of made careers out of playing, right? And so we started the salon as a way to just, create a safe space for people trying to figure this AI shit out. And about a year into the salon, we were really looking at, what is it about the salon that makes it special? What is it that makes it different? And we were having a conversation with Liz Miller Gershfeld, who's a remarkable woman. She helps with some of the salon leadership. And she said, well, here's how I learned. I got in here. I went to some of Kyle's lives. I got in the salon. I just played. And then she said, and then I learned enough stuff playing that I tried stuff. And she goes, I went and I watched all the videos, all the past AI salons. I watched all the videos. And if you want to help my YouTube channel, go watch all those videos. There's 800 hours of programming on the AI Learning Lab YouTube channel. And so there was like this reverence she had for just playing and just immersing herself in this stuff. And then she said, and then I learned enough just playing and watching this stuff that I had some ideas about things I wanted to do. And then as I was doing that, I got stuck and I would ask questions and I would share what I was doing and then people would help me. And so she got AI literate through this process. And so what we did was we were like, yeah, that's it. Like what she articulated, her journey was what I experience all the time. And you like, this is not, you don't go through this cycle once. This is like this ongoing thing. You play, you try to do some shit. It doesn't work. You talk about it. You learn some shit. You go back to play. You're constantly cycling through these three things. And if you're doing that, you have the aptitude to be successful with AI, period, full stop. Those that are hyper curious and hyper adaptable are going to win in the next 5 years, period, full stop. And how you unlock that is these three steps. So, all right. So let's go to Kling. So Kling's got a new model called 1.6, and they've got this new feature called Elements. They've got frames, which are start and end frames, which are kind of cool. So you can go into Midjourney, for example, and have someone far away and then have that same person up close, and it'll make video in between them. So that's a thing you can do. But Elements is really cool. Kling and Pika both have a thing. Pikas are called ingredients and Klings are called elements, but you can have up to 4 of them. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to trash that. Let's go to Midjourney. And let's go, let's say slick, modern sunglasses. And let's go get a picture. I made some cool pictures over the past. Let me go to organize. I can see more of them. We'll get an interesting person here. Oh, this dude's, that pothead dude's pretty funny. Although, I love her. All right, so let's grab her. Not grab her. Come on, get your minds out of the gutters, weirdos. So we will download this image. We need a location. Let's go back to here. Let's go find a location. So I did Oh, I know what I did. This was cool. I did this was another one where I had ChatGPT give me a bunch of we were watching I'm watching a show on Netflix called The Discovery of Witches. It's a couple of years old, but there were like 6 episodes, 3 episodes, 4 episodes or seasons, whatever. And they go back to like 1592 or something like that. And so I said, "Oh, let me go find those buildings." So come up with a bunch of different styles, and let's do buildings from that era. So I have a whole bunch of really cool locations here. So we'll go find a location. This one used some of my photography as the style, which that was kind of cool. These are pretty. I like that one a lot, but it's a weird angle. Let's see. Ooh. Let's grab that one. And then, all right, Ray-Bans. Here's the glasses. And then we'll do, let's say, New York City fashion show, runway model in bright green, long coat. Ding, 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 ding. Always accidentally learning with you, Kyle. That's perfect. So important to play. Exactly how I first started. Just play. If you're Heather, play all night. If you get excited about this stuff, perfect. Take that adrenaline. Go with it. Okay. Here's our jacket. Okay. Boom. So now we're going to go back to Kling. So what I've just been in, I'm in Midjourney. So Midjourney makes images. Now I'm going to go back to Kling, and we're going to upload the 4 things that we just did. Right? So we've got a place, we've got a coat, we've got sunglasses, and we have a model. So we'll put her in there. Oops. Select from image history. Oh, upload. Okay, upload. Upload. Okay. Wait. Okay. We got sunglasses. Question from Heather on YouTube. Which model is best to start with for my all-nighter? I'm good in Midjourney, but haven't touched video yet. Dang, that's a shitty question. No, it's an awesome question. By the way, there are dumb questions, but that's not one. I hate it when people say there are no stupid questions. No, there are. That's not a stupid question. That's a really good question. The one that I think feels the most future-proof right now is Runway. The other thing that Runway has in it now is it's got a thing called frames. So inside Runway now, you can actually create images as well. So you don't have to jump back and forth between the two. I would start with Runway. Some of these other models are slicker, okay. There's another one. So Luma Labs is also really good. It's got a very cool interface. So it's Luma Labs Dream Machine. So I would say future proof. If you want to sort of as much future proofing as you can, Runway's probably a decent one. They're kind of the most established player. Some of the new ones are slicker, but they're, some of them are Chinese models. They're kind of all over the place, and they're just newer. Yeah. What's cool about Luma Labs is they have this new interface called boards. And boards let you make, here, let me show you the thing I did. So I did a video. I made like a country song that sang about Civil War, and I wanted to do Civil War images brought to life. So the way boards work within Luma Labs, and this is a mobile interface that they've migrated to the web. It's actually really cool on mobile to use this. So the way it works with Luma Labs is you come up with a prompt. So I can come up with a prompt for an image, and then it automatically throws in these Mad Libs kind of pull down menus. And so if you change from General's Resolve to Strategist's Foresight, it'll make you new images now with that new prompt. So you make an image, and then you can make all these variations of it. And so it slides left and right. And then you can take any one of these images and either modify it or turn it into a video. So in the same stream here, like, here's a video that was created from one of those images. And so I've got 375 images in here. Like, that's a pretty good, not too janky, good emotion in his face. And you can just crank shit out. So if you've got ADD and you want to move fast, I would say that Luma Labs is probably better. Yeah, I would start with one of those two. Runway or Luma. All right. Okay, back to this. Good question. Is there any model where I can upload a tutorial or a book and ask the tech? Oh, ask it to teach me, which is easy to understand. Yes. Yes. Pretty much any of them, but I would start with Claude. So use to most of the large language models now, but Claude in particular, Claude.ai, you can upload a PDF to it that has images in it, and it'll understand the images as well as the text. PDFs are weird because they can be very complicated documents. Sometimes they're just images, sometimes they're just text. A lot of times they're a mix of both. And so sometimes you'll get incomplete understanding. Claude understands the images. And so just upload a PDF into Claude and then say, summarize this for me. The other cool thing you can do in Claude is you can say, turn this into an interactive teaching dashboard. And it will write code and it'll teach you the concepts of the PDF in a dashboard. It's pretty amazing. You can also, good point, Brandon. You can also upload a series of PDFs into Notebook LM. And then you can start asking it questions about those, but you can also say, create an audio overview, and it'll create a podcast about all of the documents. Pretty slick. Okay, we're getting off topic here. It is Chat ADD, so we do encourage going off the rails, but it's getting late, so. All right, good thing AI will be doing my job eventually because I have much cooler shit to do. Yes, this is where we're headed. That is such the right attitude. AI is going to take the shit that is like the shit we have to do and do it and allow us to do the shit we want to do. This is the exercise for 2025, in my opinion. One is to get hyper curious and hyper adaptable. Just know that shit's going to keep changing. Get yourself loosey-goosey, hang out here, listen to an idiot ramble, and start thinking about, if I could do anything, what would I choose to do? Huge. Okay. So this elements thing, we now have our model. We've got sunglasses, we have a jacket, and we have a place. So we're going to say, woman with flowers. Well, we don't need to say with flowers in her hair. Let's just say woman wearing sunglasses and a coat walk in front of a large building. Let's not even say cathedral. In a surreal shot where the camera tracks with her as she walks. Now, we're going to generate this thing, but this is why I said get yourself in a creative partner program. My experience with these things is sometimes what it produces is mind-blowingly good, and many times it's so fucking weird and unusable that you're like, okay, I just wasted however many credits, right? 35 credits. So just know that you get weird shit here. Let's go ahead and make a 10-second clip out of this. We'll just generate one of them. You can also put in negative prompts. TikTok pin Kakif, so cool. I'm at work mentoring students. They are required to do something. Okay, here we go. Bang. Now it's 70 credits because I decided to do 10 seconds. By the way, credits for video are as evil as chips in a casino. Chips in a casino are designed to disassociate you from the fact that those things equal money. That's what credits do. What are 70 credits? That's meaningless to me. It should be like a credit per video or something a second. But no, it's credits. You got to do the fucking game. You got to figure out the math. Oh, they're required to watch the live? Joy Purdy, you have your students watching this live? Hey, kids. That's fucking awesome. Welcome. Professor Kyle's here to give you some lessons. Well, listen, children. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You want to get out your notebooks. We're going to take notes, okay? Notes are really important. I'm going to be teaching some concepts here, and we're going to do some practorium, we like to call them, where we do some hands-on activities. So what you're going to do is when I'm in a lecture mode where I'm teaching you things, one thing after another, kind of in bulleted form fashion, you're going to want to take notes. And you're going to want to, as you're taking them, you're going to want to think about them and concentrate on them as you're writing them. And you get into this sort of multimodal learning way if you do that. I would not encourage you to take notes on a computer or use artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence really is kind of cheating. I don't know if you know this. We use artificial intelligence detectors here to make sure that you're not cheating. If you're cheating, you will be eliminated from the class. Okay? Fantastic. All right. Welcome, kids. If anyone's here, that's fucking awesome. How do you get into creative partner programs? Every single one of these sites, they will usually have a join our creative partners program, or just search Google for it. Like video service, here, like Hailuo creative partner program, and it'll probably take you to that page. It's usually a Google form. Please speak more on this. Which companies have it? Most of the video companies have it because the video companies, they want filmmakers, right? Now, Joy Purdy, who's got her students hang out in class here. Joy Purdy's a really good example of someone who had like a 30-year career, not in storytelling, but has always had stories in her head that she's wanted to tell, but has never been able to. And along comes AI. And when I saw the first video of Joy Purdy's, it wasn't the first one she made, but it was the first one that I saw. It was so good that I'm like, you're a filmmaker, right? Like, you've done this before? And she was like, no, no, I haven't. So when I say that these video companies are looking for filmmakers, they're not looking for Hollywood filmmakers to try to convert them. They're looking for people who have stories to tell and have taste and have critical thinking and can take their tool and navigate through this fucking madness of the jankiness of these tools and actually do something compelling with it. So if you've got a vision, or if you've figured out how to put enough things together that you can send them examples, or show them examples, or tell them that you've got a screenplay that you've always wanted to make but never had the chance, you might get in. And you just got to hustle. I'll tell you a really fun one. Runway, which is like the Mac Daddy of these programs. I applied for the Creative Partner Program 9 months ago, 12 months ago, never got in, never heard anything. And then on Twitter one night, Runway posted a post, forget what it was. And then I commented on it, and the CEO of Runway commented on my comment. So I immediately DM'd him and I said, hey, thanks for commenting on my comment. By the way, I'm a screenwriter. I'm part of this community called the AI Salon. I've got this TikTok channel. Would you let me into the Creative Partner Program? I've already applied. I've already applied. His response within 2 minutes was, what's your email address? And within 5 minutes, I was in the Creative Partner Program. So it's like, just pay attention, just like be in the game. Again, why you come to these lives on a regular basis is to be in the conversation. All right. Okay, we're not going to, this is a good cliffhanger. Fantastic. 17 minutes on generation time check. Yeah. So good cliffhanger. Let's go back to this thing. We're not going to be able to see this video for 15 minutes. So I'm not waiting for another 15 minutes to see it. So you have to come back tomorrow to see if Kling successfully incorporated these 4 elements into a video. And we'll have to see how janky it is. It's probably going to be a janky fucking mess, but you never know. This is a lot like gambling. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay. Let me go back to this. Thank you so much, Kyle. Vision is my middle name. Yep, exactly. Yeah, if you've seriously, what is it? Azuramus, cool name. Azuramus. Especially if you have idea for stories, or if you've got vision, like go into Midjourney, make a bunch of images, put together a storyboard. When you apply for these things, sometimes they'll ask for, do you have a portfolio site? Do you have, work that you can show? Point to shit that you've shared on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook. Like, it doesn't matter. Just have a vision, and you can get in. They're looking for people with vision. So anyway, yeah. Life's a gamble. Indeed. Narrator forever. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. What day is today? Today's Tuesday. So tomorrow we'll be back. Friday's up in the air because I'm traveling. But I'm traveling Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I am going to be in a room with actors reading my musical Sydney, which was born on this channel. I'm so fucking excited. So Friday night, I'm going to try to do a special live where we're just going to preview songs from Sydney. So I'm going to get in the mood. So if you want to come hang out and hear about that. If you haven't subscribed to the AI Learning Lab YouTube channel, it's Learning Lab-AI on YouTube. Please go subscribe to it, and please go hit play on a video. Okay? Why is that, Kyle? Doesn't matter. Just hit play on one. How long should it play for? Till the end. Do I have to watch it? No, you don't have to watch it. You could watch it. It'd be kind of like this, but not real time. It's good to fall asleep to, I've heard. Apologize for my highly irregular comments, having some trouble decompressing from a stressful day. Winston, sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better. I hope this evening brought you a little levity. 12 minutes left for that thing. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Do I have anything else, Brandon, that I need to cover? AI. If you're wondering, are we on track for Are You Ready for AI? If you go to areyoureadyforai.com, this is a course that we're putting together based on AI Festivus, which we did a few weeks back. Our goal was February 1st. I'm traveling And Ann Murphy just got a job, and Vicky's got beta testing to do. So we're pushing it for 2 weeks. So think mid-February is when that's going to happen. But this is an AI readiness training that we're putting together that we're really excited about. We're going to push it for 2 weeks. So mid-February it'll be out. But you can go sign up at areyoureadyforai.com, and we'll let you know when things are coming. So that's that. We love AI for Valentine's Day. Yeah, we'll do a little campaign. Join the AI Salon. If you haven't joined the AI Salon, go there, click on the button that says join our community, and then go join our community. Step 2, step 1 is just watch a little welcome video. Step 2 is introduce yourself. Go introduce yourself in the AI Salon. I cannot tell you how important it is and is going to be moving forward for all of us to be in community around this AI stuff. It's going to be critical to your employment. I promise you. I promise you. Shit's about to get weird. 2025 is going to get weird. You want to be in this game. So go join the salon. It doesn't cost anything. Okay. That's it. I'm getting out of here. I hope you all had fun tonight. Tomorrow we will start with Kling and see how our video was, and then we'll go play with some other tools, and we'll keep. Tomorrow we're going to keep digging into this idea of control in video. All right. So I hope you had fun tonight, and peace out. Oh wait, there's some comments. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Heather, I'm a nurse practitioner, so I can manage everyone's medication. Perfect. Heather's going to put the AI Learning Lab content on replay all night. I love that. Thank you. That really helps. We're just about to cross the threshold where I can start to do some business shit on the YouTube channel. So thank you for that. It means a lot. So, okay. Peace out, everybody. Have a fantastic evening.